other and do it responsibly. Second, God gives you to one another if it is God's will for the procreation of children. However, giving a life to a child is not sufficient. You're charged with the sacrament of marriage to raise your children with a faith. A faith in humanity and a faith in God in Christ. Growing up in my home, there was really only one standing rule. My parents were reasonably cool. Nonetheless, no matter what formal was going on Saturday night, no matter whose house I spent the night at, no matter how late I stayed up, I would be on the second to back row of St. John Divine Christian Church at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, period. No excuse to get me out of it, no amount of whining to save me. God knows I tried. When I look back on my adolescence, there's nothing I am more grateful for than my parents' insistence on faith. Help your children move beyond the misguided notion that we can be individually secure and self-sufficient. Instead, encourage your children to have faith in other people and in God. Third, God gives you to one another to be a support, a hand to hold in the good times and the bad, for better and for worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live. In order to prepare this homily, I asked Cimmron and Matt several questions concerning how they feel about each other. Their comments suggested, believe it or not, that neither of these two people standing before us tonight is perfect. That's not particularly surprising. After all, none of us were perfect. Cimmron mentioned that Matt can be a bit messy, or in her words, he leaves piglet droppings around the house. She also mentioned that Matt tends to see things pretty black and white, when perhaps the reality is somewhere in the gray. And Matt mentioned that Cimmron can be at times, let's say, a bit stubborn, and that she tends to be an instruction book reader while he's not. I don't know that that's possible. My point is that these two people standing before us tonight are real. That is, the two of them, like each of us, have their good moments and their not so good moments. Cimmron and Matt, because you are two real people, you're going to disappoint each other, and the road ahead will not always be smooth. It's easy to be present to your spouse during a bull market when wealth is abundant, when children obey, and the pleasant thoughts of your honeymoon still linger in the back of your mind. Your challenge is to offer one another support, comfort, and love. And life is rocky at best. Cimmron and Matt, God gives it to each other for mutual joy.